Okay. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Ephemeral One, and welcome back to Meeting My OCs, the Ligali Civil War. Last time, we got kinda fucked over by the game's mechanics, and... Alright. We got fucked over, and... our enemies managed to effectively get a free slaughter of our entire force. So, we'll start with Palisade Walls. We got Lightbringer units we can summon now. And our next tome, Transmutation. Transmute resources. Yeah. This would be one of the absolute cornerstones to... This is what enabled... I'm going to take this tome. What you need to understand is in the story of the events of the Civil War, the ability of transmutation was actually a steer's, but gave Tophen great help.
Once mastery of the mineral realm has been achieved, one may bring about the truly wondrous. Imagine the ability to manipulate and alter the very nature of the physical. To look at a substance and decide, be not this thing, be that instead. And thus, one may begin to grasp what can be achieved by harnessing the many gifts of transmutation.
So, well, definitely, we want all of this. So, yeah, we'll lock these two. I can only lock one. So, we'll lock Adaptive Armor and get Steel Skin. Yeah. Specifically, the ability of transmutation was what enabled a steer to be able to trade seemingly endless amounts of materials to Tophen. It was a hidden secret she had discovered and developed, and would basically enable her to arm and supply others. Not so much with food, but she would be trading food for the metal and resources. Alright. Nebbington has an estate hall and produces so much food. Farmers Guild is up next. And from there, we'll also need to start focusing on... Yeah. Alright, so then we want to start recruiting Knights and Glade Runners. Because Tophen's mounted forces were what kept him mobile and capable of harassing and fighting. Of course, he ran into the weakness that all purely mounted forces tended to run into, which is single heavy harassing installations. His forces weren't great at taking and sieging. Thankfully, that's where Golden and the many Tiari, the strength of them being able to infiltrate, became into play. And despite the rough start that they had working together, Golden and Tophen would eventually come to terms and... Alright. Would eventually... Alright. Be able to work well together. And we do have the research. Yeah, so research is fantastic, so won't take us long to do. Yeah, because that Scholar Guild is running on how many research outposts? 4 plus additional, yeah. Alright. Purging Arrows. Go for the enchant, even though there's nobody to at the moment. But that's where our units being built, the knights and the glade runners are going to start becoming really useful. Then, yeah, we could do defenders just to get some more bodies. Alright, we have Slick. Trigger opportunity attacks, nature adept, lucky. Yeah, you started level 3. You started level 5. We'll go for you. Alright. So yeah, basically we're just looking to get soldiers now. We had commanders, and this was a problem Tophin did run into, which is he had skilled commanders, but not enough bodies to command. Province is being pillaged, and we're looking to solve that as fast as possible by getting our people here. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, and I'll need to get get that healed once we get rid of that. Technically speaking, Golden is kind of outpacing us, but that's fine for the moment. Alright. Alright, so let's get into our city. So we'll be able to take care of them after they've raided that. Yep. And our people do heal really quick in our own territory, so that'll at least be worthwhile. Yeah. Lots of expert commanders, and not enough soldiers to go around. Alright. And that's a suicide. Yeah, no, it's low-risk battle. Alright. Was all... Yeah. We'll retry. See if I can't get that. Right, it's only one unit of knights, but... Alright. Okay. Over channel, and she does have warding. So, obviously warding bond them. Then... Can't call on this first turn. Okay, so getting rid of the heaviest caster first. Go ahead. Alright. So now we're still outnumbered. And yeah. So okay, defense. Yeah. Burning resisted. Yeah. Yep. Warding bond helping out, having the damage. Alright. Then she can move up. And over channel power. Okay. 22 damage. Yeah. From them being flanked. So come around here. 31. And from there, conjure a divine beacon to heal them both. To heal. Nice. Alright. Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay, conjure divine beacon. Yep. Nothing more I can do. Alright, so we can have her finish them off. Yeah, because right now you have Sundered Resistance. Okay. So let's... Do we cancel the bond? Yeah. Cancel the bond. Then she finishes off... Yeah. Them. Then... we will mark it as prey. Yeah, Sundered Defense, Distracted... Yeah. Because we ride further to hit them. So then, yeah. Right. Okay. Then next turn she'll cast Regeneration. That's fine. Yep. And if they try to escape, yeah. Alright. So in here. Okay, so you guys should be able to finish these off. Oh, are they... Okay. Actually, restore. There we go. And the stun's gone. Come here, finish them off. Okay. Then hold the line against the burning. Alright. Oh, okay, they're starting to run. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. We got pretty good there. Alright. Nebbington gets another... Alright. Yeah, yet another farm. And that Farmers Guild is getting closer and closer every turn. Because that'll increase their ability to gain. And then we'll start switching the farms into various other buildings. Capture an outpost for a steer is a possible option. Golden. Yeah. Yeah, we've got more than enough mana. Go ahead. Alright. Yep. Yeah, Golden is definitely outstripping us. I'm not going to deny that. The question becomes whether Astir and Tuor are going to remain enemies. Because Tuor was just looking for easy money. Oh. And, well... he was basically promoted after an incident that resulted in the Lizard, me and my brother, to kill the former head of the Salient Blades. And, well, it was unfortunate but necessary. His predecessor was a little too greedy and sought to take slaves far too early in the war. He basically wanted Tophin to stand aside while he started claiming slaves left, right, and center as soon as they arrived, which was not part of the agreement. And Tophin had agreed that he would turn a blind eye if they captured any combatants. Unfortunately, they didn't wait, and were too obvious about it. Alright. For quarries, we lose 5 gold, 3 gold, but we get 15 more draft. You know what? I can live with that. Stone walls, go ahead. Get the work camp, though. Okay. But yeah. Okay. Lots of quarries, so... The Masonic Hall... Oh, well, actually, getting stone walls wouldn't be the worst. Or the Ballista Tower. Arcane Institute's cheap and sure. And start repairing. Free City we're not familiar with, that got taken over by Therese. The Holy Mother, as ever. But yeah, Tuor Crimson Dawn took over after his predecessor was killed, and basically then proceeded to try and make the best out of, picking out what he needed and what would benefit the mercenaries under his command. And, well, he definitely, and things would have been fine with that until the final days of the war. You see, Tophin's attempt to end the war came when they reached the capital. And the idea was, anyway, that effectively what they wanted to do was cut the snake off at the head. So, my brother and I, along with several other Tiari, stole away while Tophin offered battle outside the city itself. Tophin basically, we would go and open one of the gates that would enable him to make a cavalry charge straight to where the Holy Mother was, and make a valiant charge into the city, and be able to fight that. And to be able to kill her in a single swoop, sparing the citizens as much bloodshed as possible. Therese offered us no such mercy. Once we charged into the city, the gates slammed shut the gates were taken over behind us, and basically we were all trapped within the walls, and command structure broke down, and the fighting became block by block, and effectively what would become of it all is Therese would basically have us at a standstill, and effectively we didn't make it. The charge didn't make it, and so basically before anyone could get organized, winter fell. And we were trapped basically by the snow, the cold, and there was no way we were going to be able to march all the way back to the Westwoods, to where Gul'dan's home brilliance in the Westwoods, in the middle of winter with an army. We'd have been picked off by Therese's cavalry. So, rather than allowing that to happen, we hunkered down and tried to survive on the winter. And that was a very, very bitter winter. Another gold mine? No, we're good on gold, honestly. And a quarry, so let's do another farm. Anyway, but yeah. It was a rough winter, and the battle would drag on. Basically, Tuor Crimson Dream would secure a good third of the city, and basically live off all those unfortunate souls in his area. He was the first one to recognize how this fight was going to turn into. So him and his soldiers all bottled up and stopped taking orders from Tolfin. They did what any occupying army does to the citizens. I'll put it that way. I'll try to be tactful with that. Regardless, a third of it was held by Tolfin. A third was held by, of course, Teresa's own soldiers. And a good quarter, less than a third, was occupied by, of course, Tuor and his mercenaries. The fighting grew bitter, block by block, inch by inch. City fighting is completely different than out on an open field. And you can hear countless people say they will always prefer that open battlefield. Because in a city, you never know. Some little kid could be walking around and all of a sudden you've got a knife in your ankle. It's not fun. And here... Yeah, we'll get the material. Yep. Nope, this one. And might as well more research. Because that's when annexed, plus 20 and more casting points. Nice. Alright. So yeah. Alright, so we did finally get the steel skin transformation. Yay. Makes us weak to lightning, but does put us in a stronger position. Alright, Tolfin's army's looking solid. Alright, so that's our first full army. Let's start looking... Let's see what the stats on Father Oak here is. Let's see. Yep, everyone else can just wait as we start arming them up. This knight, we have 4 heroes, and we're looking to make armies for them. Let's see. Awakened armor or... Nah, awakened tools. Costs you a lot, yeah, but that production stability bonus is huge. Knights. Yeah, so now we can start producing knights here. And give you a glade. Yeah, and a... Yep. Work camp. Then stone walls. Bounty updates. Nice. But yeah, that bitter end to the war, and things got the worst when, through a masterstroke of cruelty and an open declaration of his ban... Therese had one final move in the middle of winter that forced everyone's hands. And it was simple. She did a dual declaration and had it posted across the entire city. Didn't matter who, didn't matter where, everyone found out this decision all at the same time. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was both the expulsion of Tophin from the royal family as an official statement, matched with a bounty on his head and the head of every soldier under his command. If they were Tiari, it was a small pouch of gold coins. It was a large one, and it was a title. It was something beyond gold in value. If you got Tophin's head yourself and brought it to the Queen, to the Holy Mother, which turned Tuor in his greed against Tophin, as well as shook every soldier under his command, because the worst part of it was that if one of his own soldiers brought a fellow soldier's head, they would be granted a pardon as well as the gold. So you can imagine what that did. Turned the army against itself and brought many people to bring a knife to his own throat. However, and seeing the move, Tophin kind of gave up. He declared that he made sure all the prisoners that he'd been keeping were returned to their families. That included Gul'dan's daughter, Mora. He returned her to him himself, and then quietly got on his horse and began riding up the street to go offer his head to his mother to prevent from having to see which of his own soldiers would take it. I want you to think about what the resolve that takes to prioritize the well-being of your soldiers and family members, the well-being of those you care about, over your own. Alright, almost there for that army done. Another night. Like, he was a man of principles that I can never overstate how much I respected him. And there's the Farmers Guild. Steel Skins being cast. Next, then, we'll be switching up to doing Awakened Tools, because... well, no, the next Transmute Materials. Alright. So we have the Farmers Guild, so... yeah, we produce so much food. Alright. And let's see. From here... Town Hall. Yep. Okay. Another armory. Wizard Tower Foundation. Let's start getting that. As well as the crypts, the forge, and the prison cells. Might as well get our Wizard Tower working. Alright. In the meantime, yeah, the Masonic Halls, the Mint, and probably the Workers' Guild. Yeah. Yeah, the Workers' Guild. Alright. Yeah, go ahead and throw a Watchtower on just cause. Alright. 9 farms. 10. Yeah, Nebbington has 452 food income. Yeah. Anyway. Westwoods. Yep. And another bounty we could create is on her, on Ductus. One of her cities. Not yet. I want to get one of our armies working, and we'll see about that for next turn. But either way. So, as I was saying, Tophin rode out to go take care of things, to end the war, offer his head to his mother, and just be done with it. He truly was in the depths of despair. His attempt to end things cleanly had failed, and seeing the people suffer under the mercenaries he had brought in, seeing the people suffer under, from his decisions, it just broke him. He loved his people. He was a ruler who truly cared about them. He was the kid who had always snuck out of his royal family's house to go play with the other kids. He'd always been popular with the regular people because form and formality didn't really mean much to him. So, still, that's simply the person he'd always been. So he felt that if the suffering would end, he'd offer his head. What would happen instead than his death was my brother and I would go meet him. And after putting out those statements, Therese actually spread her forces thin, trying to reduce the damage to the city as much as possible. This enabled us to turn what would have been a suicidal walk-in and offering his head instead into a sudden ambush and attack we could do directly at her royal home. The attack came from the handful of his strongest knights, and Golden and the rest of and a bunch of the Tiari. Not the least of which would be his own daughter by his own side, refusing to not take place in this fight. Alright. Aid the fairies and attack the horned gods. No, we don't have it. Yep. Okay, so it's about a 1200. Okay, fight. That's what we needed to know. Okay. Meantime, start working this. No, I'm not accepting this result. I'm not accepting losing knights like that. Alright. Okay. Okay. Get everyone in position. Stand together. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Move them, move them. Move here. Okay. Hey, Nextel. How's it going? Alright. So, yeah, I refuse to accept that loss automatically anyway. Let's see. Wild Speaker gets its animal out. Alright. So, spiders. Okay. I gotta go to work later myself, so I already went out and did my I already did the voting, so... let's see. Yeah, go ahead and buff you. Okay, Tofin himself is good. Yeah. And Conjure Animal. Yep. Okay. So more worms. Alright. Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm just hoping things work out. But I have to trust in the system, and that's all I can do. Alright. So we got the defense buffs up. Let's hope that's enough. Alright. So, yeah, I can sick the spiders on the piggies. Okay. Unleash the beast. Okay. Yeah. And you all can charge into the unicorns. Then... Yes, it is. This is Age of Wonders 4. I've fallen in love with the game if for no other reason than it has a create a character. And the system is honestly open enough you can create a good variety of characters. And yes, I did just use... Yep, and I did just kill a unicorn. Alright. Yeah, the creative character is awesome, and honestly, very diverse and something I actually really appreciate. Alright, we're gonna have our ruler move out over there. Then... Because Conjure the... That only gives strengthen, so instead... We'll move our caster up. He'll cast Unleash the Beast next turn. Let's see, anyone weak? Yeah, Blight Weakness, perfect. Alright, so weak to poison. So they get some extra damage in. Alright. Call of the Wild. Yeah. And next turn, yeah. Because Call of the Wild buffs cavalry and animals. This specific grand strategy map actually I'm playing out is covering the story of my lore as the ephemeral one and my origin. Actually, it's a recreation of a civil war, which was the first battle I actually first war we ever took part in. Obviously, there will be variations because I can't script this game that well. This isn't that kind of game where I could script it completely to whatever happened. But it is at least a retelling of the major players, and it gives me an excuse to go into it. Like, this game actually does have a really good customizable setup. So, let's get ready. Alright. Yep. Blight Weakness. Go ahead and unleash the beast on you. So you can poison the piggies even better. Yeah. Luckily the spiders are free. And... well, we have Healing Prayer. No point in letting him die otherwise. And... should be able to finish you off because you're weak to blight. Nice. Alright. Not bad. Okay. We're gonna lose, yeah. Yep. Lost one of my wild speakers. Okay, I can accept that. Sucks, but it's understandable. I got overzealous, but that's my own fault. Alright, you're flanked though. So that'll get some nice damage in, finish that off. There we go. Okay. Oh, and they got killing momentum, but doesn't help them. Okay. You all get some damage in there. Nice. Sunder defense. And Tofin actually could get... Oh. Yeah. Nice. So they're flanked on either side. Okay. So you get them killed. Nice. And you hit for magic damage. Yeah, just hit him. Okay. Let's... We'll just... Nah. It doesn't really matter if I lose the spiders. They are a free unit anyway. Alright. And they're badly poisoned, so the pigs won't last too long anyway. They have 3 stacks of poison, so... Yeah, 4 blight damage each turn, right? And times 3, so that's 12. So, yeah. Yep. And if you see that little flash at the end of each turn, what that is actually doing is effectively, because my soldiers are mounted on a specific type of horse called a nightmare, they actually break every turn that you're next to one of my soldiers. You lose some morale because that's a horrific fire horse. So, yeah, unfortunately we lost 1 unit. We'll take it though. And we did get some production out of that, so one of our cities now was working towards things a little faster. Yep, nightmares. Specifically, the trait of Tofin's group is that they are able, that's one of the specialties, is many of their soldiers are automatically mounted on nightmare horses. And makes sense. Tofin was known as Tofin the Black, because unlike the rest of his family, he didn't have golden hair. He had black hair, so he adopted the persona and more than happily shared himself, drenched himself in the, I'm the evil black-haired one. It was mostly a jest and just something to get back at his holier-than-thou mother, but as a teenager, but, things spill out of control. And honestly, the bigger fight between him and his mother was the fate of his people. Let's see, this is Brilliance. So, we can add a farm, extra, we have 3 farms, okay, we'll grab another forester. Because one night, his people were known as the Yari. Keeper, Tophen, Lightborn. But yeah, Nightmare mounts, and they have pack tactics. They're very good at surrounding and attacking, surrounding and overwhelming opponents. Great builders, chosen uniters. The Yari were just another group of people. Nothing too important until one night a light passed over the kingdom, and the T-Yari were born. The T-Yari were basically people with more animalistic features, basically shifters. The T-Yari were effectively werefolk that at the beginning couldn't control their transformations, which made them, more animalistic, more likely to attack many of their own kind. This sudden change caused a rift in the queendom, and initially Therese and the ruler of the queendom of Ligali was Therese Lightborn. Therese's idea was basically to kick them all out and then, expel them, and then decided extinction was the right solution to wiping them out. So she ordered her oldest son, Tophen, to do so. Tophen refused. But instead of openly defying his mother, he accepted the charge and then basically made a city and sat there pretending to slaughter them while they built up a home in the Westwoods. He basically offered himself as a shield to them to protect the Tiari. However, of course, that's all basic. That's all the basic behind-the-scenes stuff that happened, and what set the stage. Like I said, as the Ephemeral One, me and my brother stumbled into this. Of course, at the time, the best name that would have been given to us is actually Subject 15. Because we were an experiment created by a goddess, the 15th time she tried to create a vessel capable of housing something very precious. And yeah, that's 500 gold, but that's some good soldiers that'll be here in a bit. But yeah, effectively, we would stumble into this civil war, and Tophen would ally with Tophen. And well, that's the basics. I was gonna say, the story is the story. It's one I've tried to retell and tell so many times, to be honest. And if you've ever heard the musical Hamilton, it's a story I've told so many. To quote that in some ways, it's a story I've told so many times it just feels like a memory. And we'll have you join up with Tophen, fill out his ranks. Same with you. Now, that's the two main forces. Those are the three main forces we can see on the map. This is Gul'dan's army up here is the lighter green. The darker green is Tophen's. There are, in fact, two other armies here, though. You can't see them as much because they're both non-allied, though, which is honestly appropriate on some levels. But there is Tuor Crimson Dream. and a steer, the Naga Queen. Tuor was a leader of the Salient Blade Mercenaries, the second, and effectively was hired by Tophin and brought in to help assist when he had decided to rebel and bring open war to his mother. And Tuor wasn't the original leader of the group. He became the leader when, effectively, when his predecessor got overzealous and started taking slaves. I was working for Tophin at the time, and Tophin gave the order to execute the leader for being overzealous and trying to make slaves of the Yari before any kind of agreement could have been reached. And he gave the order, so we did. My brother and I believed thoroughly in Tophin. Or it was just as much we were just as much enthralled by the man. He was short, stocky, and extraordinarily cunning. An old prospector in the dirt hails you. So you be the forge keeper around here, eh? See this flow rock, secret deposit, more materium, tempest mail, construct a spirit, stone spirit, production blocked. All cities empire gains stability. What does tempest mail give us? Torso, spirit, blight, and lightning resistance. Actually, tempest mail would be awesome because we do have the steel skin ability. So actually, we'll take the forged tempest mail. Because we have the metal skin upgrade, transformation, which, yep, steel skin, which is going to give us a slight weakness to lightning magic, because we'll have steel skin. Yep. And I love this game because these little modifiers reflect on your characters. So, yep, steel skin. More defense, more blight resistance, just a little lightning weakness, which we can at least negate on somewhat degree on our ruler. Yep. So that's nice. Let's see. Well, that means we'll be able to, put a padded mask on her. We have a warming cloak for next turn. Okay. Okay, so pick him up. You join. Then this army. Yeah, I think it's about time we start moving down here. And this looks like a good area to set up another city. But yeah. This is definitely... here we go. This army can join with him. Now he can start riding south, east over to where our other armies are. Bear in mind, generally speaking, you only really want to have an army move in a group of 3. Because a group of 3 is the largest you can field in any single battle. You can have 2 groups of 3 working in tandem to help push through, but you only ever get the benefit in a single direct combat from 3 units, though. Just so you know. So effectively, 15 units, 18 units is the most you can field in any single battle. So just be aware of that fact. Alright. here we go. This is one of the critical spells for us. Transmute resources. Because what this allows us to do is turn the mana income into gold, food, and production. So, that'll allow us, because we don't rely much on magic beyond basic sustain spells that are relatively cheap, and using it to cast during combat. So, in truth, we could drop our income for mana and just make tons of gold and cheap units to supply ourselves. Again, this was the way, rather than to war, a steer, the Naga Queen, was useful. She had learned how to transmute materials and metals, and kept that secret jealously. So effectively, she would only trade with Tophin, refusing to actually partake in the fighting. She would offer no soldiers, but she would offer material. Arrowheads, hammers, everything we needed to, conduct the war, but she would offer no bodies in the actual fighting. Alright. Anything else? Nah, we're good. Alright. One thing we should do preemptively, raise our city cap, because we do want to make another city out here. Alright. Because more than likely, alright, Old Hollow, and yeah. A steer is somewhere over here, probably resisting Therese, and Tuor is probably down here somewhere. Yeah, Murkwater. So, yeah, we don't have to work with or against Tuor, but we will want to bring him in line at some point. But we're also still building up our armies, so... Yep. Alright. But yeah. Alright. There you go. Thank you, Golden. He took care of that outpost. He got paid for it. Yep. Golden. Hell of a fighter. And one of those types who truly had no interest in power for its own sake. That might be the best way to put it. The man just wanted to live a peaceful life. But he was also capable of recognizing how things would go. Like I've said before, he was one of the first Tiari to just pick up, leave, and go, no, I already see where this is going, so I'm not going to allow myself to be, thrown out of the city with nothing on my back. His father helped him pack up what he could take, and basically, packed up and moved out to the Westwoods of his own volition. And because of that, many people respected him as he lived out there. That, and he enjoyed himself out there. He left the city, he left the capital of Ligali. He had one kid. By the time the war started, he had 4 kids. He had 1 daughter and three boys. So the man was hardly out of his way out in them woods. But the funny part would be how this would affect his daughter, Mora. She actually would, how to put it? Let's see. Yeah, Champion of the Faithful. It makes sense. But she would actually. Okay, Mora's story ends up going basically that what would happen is she'd be captured by my brother and I. That is not something I'm proud of, but yes, we did kidnap her. I'm not going to deny that charge. That is something cruel we did. Literally ripped her out of her bed to be captured by Tolfin so that Tolfin could bring Golden and the Tiari who respected him into helping them with the war. One should never not own up to their crimes, and that's what that is. Okay, I admit that. It's the natural instinct to try and make yourself look as good as possible. It's not possible. This is what we did on the Tolfin's orders. A mercenary's job is a mercenary's job. You do what you have to. Anyway. The bigger issue is Mora then was, while captured, again, basically served as a handmaid to Tolfin's own pregnant wife. She'd had some experience dealing with her own mother while pregnant. Yeah. So, it was one of those cases where she would basically be put into a handmaiden position to the woman who potentially, if Tolfin won the war, would be queen of the queendom. See how that might be beneficial from a political standpoint? And if it was anyone else in this universe other than Mora, it might have gone differently. Unfortunately, Mora instead became fascinated with war and warfare. She grew fascinated with the movements of soldiers, the working in uniform, working in unison. It fascinated her and intrigued her. So, unfortunately, resistant protector. Nice. That actually might be better than the shield he's... No, it isn't. Anyone else using a shield? Oh, yeah, you are. Lesser Blight Shield. That's actually pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, that's just +1 status resist. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. But yeah. She became fascinated, not with the soldiers themselves, which someone would expect, but make no mistake, she was a relatively teenaged young girl surrounded by male soldiers. Yeah. There's that whole aspect of it. I'm not going to say anything more than that on that aspect, but she had plenty to watch, I'll put it that way. Anyway, but she did grow a greater fascination with war and warfare. So, especially so with that, she took part in the final night of the war when Golden went to help save Tolfin from offering his head to the queen. She took part as well in fighting, and was one of the more effective Tiari. She took her father's axe, and she took many heads that night. Unfortunately, it then grew on her. She would leave Ligali after the war, and basically became a full-time mercenary.
Mm-hmm.
Taking advantage of what the Tiari effect would be of letting her be a werefolk. Her own form would be something akin to a werebear, you would think of it as. Yeah, this is a pretty nice area. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll build an outpost out here. And let's see what's underground. The Evergrowth Sanctuary. Progenitor Golem, 500 mana for 500 talent. Okay. Not bad. Okay, yeah.
Hmm. Uh-huh.
Alright. And Glade for you. But yeah, Mora would become a mercenary and travel around, earning herself the nickname the Diamond Princess. Totem of the Wild, Super Growth, Empowered Beasts, Animals, or Unleash Beasts, which is really nice. Summon Greater Animals. Cycles, no. The other thing is Cleansing Flame. Let's see, because Cleansing Flame is the one that gets us Flame Blessed Champions in combat, Flame Consecration onto the battlefield, Subjugation, nah. Cleansing Flame. If I'm honest, Tome of Vigor, because Animal Handler, Animal and Cavalry gain Mind Control immunity, yeah. Yeah, that feels right. So, Tome of Vigor.
The unbridled power of the herd thundering over the plain. The sheer strength of the mighty bear as it closes in upon its prey. Hear the primal music that beats in the sinews and bones of beasts. Then you will be able to harness it and strengthen your pack with the force of nature itself.
Yeah. Alright. So we'll definitely take Super Growth, because that'll be nice. That's from a gameplay perspective. Alright. Waiting on the last unit to be made. Alright. Let's get some stone walls going, just in case. And now we can start looking at some of these special locations. Let's see. Anything that specifically would... Sacred Meadow per adjacent conduits. Counts as a farm. Levy Camp. Yeah. Levy Camp, definitely. Let's see. Where's the... There we go. 35 additional food. Sure. Alright. From there, start building up some of these extra... Yep. Alright. Okay, our cities are looking real good. And last thing we can do is get that forester. Okay, and then transmute. That drops us to 41. Okay. We may not be able to cast it on Brisway, because then we'll probably start getting into the negatives. And that's fine, though. We're still producing enough food, money, and other goods to more than compensate for that. But yeah. One of the key ways, there was a lot of blood, death, and misery, but as one might expect, at the end of the Civil War, that final charge into the manor of the Holy Mother, we did manage to get through. And basically ended up chasing the Holy Mother up onto the roof of her own house before she jumped off, in defiance of not even allowing Tophin to reconcile or listen to him. She merely spat insults and ended her life. Leaving Tophin as the actually ending up being the last surviving member of the Lightborn family. His siblings, all dead by either his own hand or banished. Yeah. Even worse was we had to leave. Me and my brother had to leave Ligali. We were on the run from the goddess Lysara at the time. We didn't know who she was, we just knew that she wanted us. And everything we knew instinctively about her made us run. So we did. And so, though we had stood with him the entire Civil War, we had to leave. We weren't strong enough to resist the goddess's control. And trust me, it was a hard decision, but we chose to leave. And it would be a long time till we would return. But, funnily enough, the story of Tophin's lizard survived quite a bit and spread quite a bit. We were honored as a national hero for our contribution. Though, it's hard to feel that way sometimes. Plus, do you know how embarrassing it is to be known as just the lizard? Tophin's wife, Amelia, would sit on the throne as regent until her son would come of age. And she did an amazing job as the Holy Mother. And basically the way things would work is his son would come of age and then would choose a new queen, and she would rule the queendom as the new Holy Mother. And that's the way the regents worked it out. For good or ill, that is the basic story of the Ligali Civil War. Alright. Draft blocked for a turn. Yeah, rally guards. We'll have the cities deal with it and just overwhelm and smash them rather than taking them out ourselves. Okay. And you all can move out.
Huh?
And you can join them. Okay. But yeah. So, the Ligali Civil War was simply the first of many, many battlefields we would come across. Unfortunately, though, there is one more aspect to this story I've been loath to talk about. And that's because it hurts. But it is someone who would forever change me, but Tolfin wasn't the only person we stayed in Ligali for. There was someone we met. I brought it up before that Tuor's Crimson Dawn's predecessor. That he was one of the people who tried to take slaves of people. In particular, the person spider hatching bow. Interesting. Okay. One of the people he tried to take hostage was a young woman who worked at an inn. And simply put, she was obviously incensed at the prospect of being someone's slave for no reason other than wrong place, wrong time. I believe her exact words were, "Get the fuck off me, you disgusting sacks of shit." Let's call her Rebecca for the sake of it. Rebecca was simply a Yari, not even one of the T Yari. She just lived out in the woods, and her father made their living as an inn. Her father had gotten into a bit of gambling debt with the head of the Salient Blade mercenaries, and sold his daughter off to try and cover the costs. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you can say what you want about that statement. And yeah. Proceeded to... Alright. Adaptive armor, yeah. But yeah. He basically tried to he sold off his daughter to cover his gambling debts. Of course, Rebecca had no say in this event, and was screaming her head off and proceeding to kick these armed soldiers as much as she possibly could. Fortunately for her, and unfortunately for the soldiers, she didn't realize Rebecca had a unique ability. It had never come up. It had never existed. It had no reason to. When you live out in the middle of the nowhere, everyone speaks the same language after all. But Rebecca was a natural translator. By that I mean she could literally understand and be understood by just about anyone. That's why I laugh about the exact wording. Because the other downside to her was that she had the foulest mouth. Being raised around rough folks, yeah, she had the foulest mouth you'd ever come across. And she could be understood in any language. The one who of course, the reason she was being abducted and was because of that ability. Because basically the head of the Salient Blades had called her something in their own in their own Dark Elf language, and she responded by calling him a dimwit and with half a dick. He figured out that she either knew the language or was simply able to understand him. As such, she would be useful as a translator, so he figured, well, I'll just make a slave of her and keep her around. Unfortunately, she had that ability, and my brother and I, we couldn't speak the local language. Didn't have a clue of it. Tophin had basically used telepathy to speak with us. And yeah, had basically been using telepathy, so we could understand each other, but it was pretty limited. Alright, adaptive armor. Still, it worked for what it needed to. Let's see, special improvement. Yeah, we don't really need it though. This is about rallies. Vassals gain +1 allegiance. Yeah, all your units regain hit points and non-hero units gain a rank. Province of a Force feature, gain +2 city stability is nice. Honestly, we don't really... You know what? Actually, you know what we can build? Teleporters. And that's just from a gameplay perspective. That'll just be useful. You know what? Extra stability per province. Yeah, with the same type. Alright. But either way. But yeah, Rebecca had one of the most foul mouths and could be understood in any goddamn language. Unfortunately, her screaming managed to attract us. And we thought she was just being... I know it's hypocritical of us after what we did to Golden's daughter, but we tried to save her. We try to be the good guy whenever possible, when it's justifiable and understandable. I'm sure there were plenty of dirty jobs Tophin never gave us because he figured we wouldn't. So, either way, such is the way of things, and effectively then Rebecca would be basically our assigned translator for the rest of the war. She would be charged with taking care of us and keeping us going. She was there. She was the reason that Tophin would basically assign us jobs, and then she would be our voice, and we would have to, and basically our messenger. On some levels we were her bodyguard, on others she was our caretaker. Either way, we worked together. And, well, why am I trying to hide and justify this? Even after all these years, I still feel embarrassed about it. Yeah, we got along about as well as anyone could. And as you can imagine, she was the first relationship we ever had. She was our first lover. She was our first... You never forget your first. I guess that's the thing. You never forget your first, and she was ours. Anyway. As things went, how do I want to put things? Where do I want to put this? And we'll only lose 5 gold. Go ahead and put that there. Okay. Lord's Manor. Go ahead and start getting the teleporter. The gold mines are not put him over gold mines. Complemented by golden, yeah. And we're actually ranked number 1 on score. Huh. Well, either way. But either way, effectively, what became... But Rebecca would be one of the major hinging purposes in the earliest part of our journey, and the earliest parts of our story. The foul-mouthed little woman who prided herself on, well, the idea that she was going to get back at her father by making her own inn and home and life without him. And, you know, knowing that she became, of course, known as the Lizard's Woman. The Lizard's Whore, the Lizard, yeah, whatever, depending on who you asked at the time or any particular day. How they felt about the Lizard overall, yeah. To which her response would always be to tell people, well, I'm going to make an inn and I'm going to call it the Lizard's fucking cock. Because it's mine. I said she... Literally, as soon as I start building teleporters. Oh yeah, teleporters are disabled for 5 turns. Fuck you, game. I know the game's doing it on purpose, so that still doesn't make it any better. Work camp first. No, what am I doing? Cancel that. Oh no, I can't. Okay. Then we'll just found the city. Okay. Either way. Where was I? Oh yeah, Rebecca. She was one of the most abrasive people you would ever meet. And made no apologies for it ever at any time. Alright. Let's say make sure you hit any road spots. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's start getting some roads built. Okay. Okay. Okay, we can get roads this way at least. Okay. But yeah. But yeah. And unfortunately, what would come of her, and when the war would be over and we would go to leave, sure, we'll recruit the Dire Bear. Sweet. Alright, go home and heal up. Yep, super growth. Empowered beasts, definitely. Nebbington, already have the... Nope, don't have the teleporter allocated, so we'll put that over one of the conduits, that's fine. Brian's produced a mint. Yeah, you already have your teleporter. Okay. Okay. And you leveled up. Lord of Production. Experience leader. So soldiers under her get more experience for free. And no. Pyromancer's staff. Is it better than hers? Spirit. Okay, just same effect. Nothing special. Okay. Actually. But it looks like there's a slot in here. Oh, right, the spider bell. Yeah, sure. She can have spider pets. Alright. And you're one of our mate magic. And you have Lord of Crops, right. So, yeah, getting everybody experienced leaders so our units keep getting experience even while they're not fighting. Alright. And we have enough for another hero. Builder. Yeah, builder. Clara the Fleet-Footed. Nice. Alright. So first thing we're going to do is start recruiting another army for her. Let's see. So, Knight. Nebbington, another set of Knights. Another Knight, Glade Runner. And Brisway will get us a Wild Speaker. Alright. Alright. And they'll all be on her army, and then we'll start looking to push towards this domain. Alright, Forest of Reflections. Old Hollow is being under attack by a steer. The Naga Queen. But yeah, we should handle Tuor and the steer, and then finally Therese at the end. Yep. Nice. Dowsing Band, Fire Resistance, and Windshield. Actually, that's not bad. Who doesn't have a ring? Oh, Tofin himself does it. Perfect. Okay. So. Yeah, wait, because you need to get more people. You need to get healed up. Yeah, you can keep running down here. Actually, whatever way gets you the fastest road to here. Alright. Nice. Okay. Alright. And same with Tofin. We'll bring an army in, start looking to push into a steer. Okay. Yep, just let things be built there. Yeah. And, ooh, new rally. So, well, that's an easy army. We're producing enough gold that I can recruit it pretty freely. But yeah. Alright. But yeah. Rebecca was one of those people who, stubborn as all get out, but clever enough to actually hold their own. And, well, okay.
Huh?
Anyway. And one thing she had was
Mm-hmm.
absolute trust and faith in my brother and I. And well, we did our best to be right by her. Province annexation. Yeah, we'll build a teleporter right off the bat. But we're actually going to look to found the city. Alright. Okay, so you're fine. Okay, I can't do anything else. Okay, you wait. Yeah, you wait. You build more roads. Okay, from there, then just move. Okay. And you start heading over to her. Nice. Okay. You need to produce... Okay, you require research or a conduit for those. The Grand Hall, I just don't have enough gold at the moment. Yeah, so... Can do... Yeah, production here. Transmutation circle. Yeah. And we'll do the Astral Dew we don't have. Okay. Okay. Work camp. Brilliance has another province. And is, yeah, my major source of research, so... Every research point is just that much more. Up to 231 per. Alright, Brisway. Let's... Could build a farm out that way. Could just build a Manda conduit. Or a mine. Yeah, that helps. Okay. And plenty of spells to use. Let's do some more awakened tools. Alright. Which, yes, isn't helping with my mana income, but if I'm honestly going to get that worried about it, I'll just trade. But we do have 4,000 in reserve, so... It's one of those, yeah, I can worry about it. But I've got enough reserves that, honestly, I could last a ton of turns to the end of the game, pretty much. It'll, of course, it's only going to spike up higher and higher as we fall behind, but... Okay. Start siege. Yeah. Risky battle. Risky battle with one army. But if I bring everyone in... How are we looking now? Safe battle. Okay. Let's see how they go. losses are well within expected. And Old Hollow. Protected. Next turn, it gets its new heir. So the next hero in charge of the place. Yeah, go ahead and put roads. Okay, nope. So yeah, go ahead and get to the city. Okay. There's the rest of her unit. And we don't have the teleporters done just yet, do we? Yeah, none of the teleporters are done yet. Okay, we'll wait a turn. And you two can join up. Alright. So now we can start looking. Ooh, somebody's under siege. Well, let's start heading south and see where that is.
Huh?
Okay, wait a turn. Yeah, you can join this, because these are all reinforcements for any losses we incur. Because that's the best way to use rally units, in my opinion, is the reinforcements for losses. Alright. Teleporter will be done next turn.
Huh?
And from there, let's get the Grand Estate and the Wizard Tower Apex done. Cosmoflux Elixir, which gives us province improvements with mana resource nodes, grant +5 knowledge and mana. Alright. Fun new developments. It's the Druid Care, right? Yeah, +3 mana for each resource node. Yep. Alright. Yep. Free City declared a war on us. Faradell, yeah. Because all the free... I forgot, that's one of the rules of this map is free cities will declare war on you. And you have to beat them to be able to cause them to be subservient. Which wasn't too far from the truth. It's one of the things that held up Tofin's efforts for so long was so many of the independent city-states refused to work with him. Or so many felt that he was just a puppet and the Holy Mother, he should just bow down to the Holy Mother. So, that was a whole thing unto itself.
Oh?
I only know all this because, basically, I was stuck... Me and my brother, we were the bodyguard of Tofin. And... yeah, so we overheard a lot. And once we had Rebecca around to translate for us, well, that's about what... Once you had somebody to translate, we started to understand what was going on. Fuck's sake, I'm not looking to attack, I'm looking to move on. Okay. Okay, empowered beasts. Melt armor. Enchanted Crow Companion just to get that done. Because that was a cheap research. Unleash Beast, yes please. The really big buff. Nebbington needs... Okay. Nebbington is our food. So we'll do a Sacred Metal. Let's see, where can we get it? Yeah, only the one conduit, so extra stability. Okay, so you're fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not looking. Yeah.
Huh?
Good grief. There. Okay. And where was that teleporter? There's one there. Alright, go this one. Okay. Not enough movement to use it. Okay. So, teleporter. We'll just leave that be for now. Okay. And you two can keep an eye on the city. Alright. 3 rulers remaining between us and the military. Expansion, where you have less than half the material. Research, it's not going to happen. Score, we're in the lead in. A significant margin, but Teresa, of course, yep, is in second place. But yeah, I guess the reason I still get choked up about Rebecca is because she was the first time we ever experienced a loss that truly shook us. We were, make no mistake, we were a monster in the closest sense. We did kill. We did kill a lot. And yet, it's always different when it's someone you care about, isn't it? There it is. There's the teleporters being fixed. Okay. It's always different when it's one of yours, you know?
Oh?
Yes, but that's different, so the old saying goes. Either way, yeah. Alright. But yeah. Because we would eventually lose Rebecca, but that's a whole other story for another day. But yeah.
Huh?
Nope. Not replace. Teleports. Flowing Field, Brisway, Brilliance. Yep, Flowing Fields. Okay. And you, same thing. Teleport to Flowing Fields. Nice. Alright. Then you all can start moving. Yeah. Head the same way to bring into Old Hollow. Flowing Fields founded, so now we'll get the vendor in the workshop going. Nebbington, Lord's Manor, the Monolith. Yep. And the governor for Flowing Fields. Who's a... Clara... And Mesley. There we go. Alright. But yeah. Rebecca... and when we right before we would go to save Tophin, to stop him from offering it up his head to his mother. Like I said, Tophin released all the prisoners. Tofin even left a bag of money telling us this was payment for our services for all the time we spent there. Overall, I think the Ligali Civil War is probably stretched around, I want to say, 3 or 4 years.
Huh?
If I remember correctly. Between all
Uh-huh.
the back and forths, the preparations, the conflicts, it was about 3, 4 years, which is, truthfully, for an old war, fairly short. Either way. Even so, that was a lot. And, well, we gave the money to Rebecca and told her to forget about us, to lead a happier life, that she deserved someone better than us.
Huh?
And we meant that with every fiber of our being. We truly believed that she deserved someone better than us. And, well, she didn't agree. So when we came back after and told her we were about to leave, her exact response was to start picking up the money, picking up everything she needed, and follow us around. She refused to listen to anything else we said. She was going, and that was the end of it. And, oi. Okay, so Therese is moving in here on the other side of Segelgrad. Alright. Still, we have some mountains between us, so we're all right for right now. Flowing Fields isn't in any major danger yet. But that is a fairly significant force she's fielding. It's only one of her champions and then 3 armies. Alright. Yeah, that's probably enough to drop Segelgrad. Alright. Let's try and subjugate Feraldel as quickly as possible. But yeah.
Huh?
Alright. Siege of the city. Break battlements. And undermine the walls. Okay.
Oh?
Yeah.
Still not the easiest undermining of walls. Funniest one would still be when there was a fortress by the name of Stormborn. Storm. Oh god, I forget the exact name of the fort. I think it was Storm. I'd have to look it back up. I've written it down somewhere. But the fort basically was built on an open plain and basically had nothing but archer battlements in every direction. It was basically meant to resist exactly what Tofin had, which was an entire force of cavalry. So, it was a major obstacle. Um, it was in the early days when my brother and I were trying to figure out what we were. For economy, healing, and buffs. Fortress of Vines, sustain say spells. Feature, domain, wow. Gaia's Chosen. No, wouldn't be that. Nature's Wrath, Summoning Horn God. Awaken the Forest, Destructive Growth, Awaken Instincts, Devolve. Nature's Wrath would be nice. Though, Terramancy. Being able to break mountains is pretty amazing. Tyrant Knight. Sanctuary, the Anointed People. Spirit and Status Resistance, which is nice. Salvation. Because Leaden Blows is such of a good ability. Just two physical damage with no real loss. Yeah, Terramancy is really good.
Ignore the middling mages who seek to raise the dead or harness lightning and fire to hurl at you. These fools know not the power resting beneath their own feet. But they will. In the final moments of their insignificant existences, when you bury them beneath a mountain and rend the land beneath their cities.
Yep, I think we'll take Earth Shatter. Because that just literally reshapes the entire battlefield in your favor. Empowered Beasts, sure. Okay. But yeah. First major loss always hurts. And with Rebecca's passing, but that was still much later. In the early days, well, it was her basically translating and working with people and us looming scarily. One of the biggest jobs we ever actually had to do was sorting out Astir, the Naga Queen, and how her position would be during the war. Tophin sent us in basically hoping we would effectively just manage to open up trade negotiations or scare the living piss out of the woman to hopefully, cause it to scare the living piss out of the woman so she would actually deal with him on a fair basis. Oh wow, there's a shortcut through the mountains. That's funny. Yeah. But either way. So Astir had one of the most unique locations for where she made her home. She chose to make it in a lake bed. Underneath a lake bed. Using the power of the transmutation, they created this huge underground city underneath a lake bed that was reinforced with like an iron underside. It was a really cool design and really well thought out, basically enabling them to have unlimited water underground because the basin of the lake basically worked like a funnel, allowing water to be drained down at their leisure. It was actually ingenious. and because she had no intention of, she had every intention of taking revenge on, yeah, that's transmutation circle. 25 drafts. Sure. But she had every intention of taking revenge on Therese by taking advantage of the fact that her own Nagas actually grew from eggs. Like, for whatever reason, the exact strain of her Tiari, her type of Tiari, were extremely rapid growing and were actually were basically more numerical and could grow up really fast. So she sought to leverage that to basically her goal was to make it empowered beasts. Nice. Anyway, her goal was basically to make a large enough army to overwhelm and take over the entire area of Queendom of Ligali. Megalomania aside, yeah, that was her basic strategy, arming them with the transmuted weapons and supplies. But she knew that would take time to have those numbers, so she figured by trading with Tofin he would buy her enough time to eventually lead her own armies, surface-wide. How the woman developed and who she was before, I still to this day have no idea what she was like. Whether she was a debutante or noble who was just convinced of their own right to rule the world, don't know. But she was the Naga Queen, and she did, in fact, possess incredible talents, foresight, and wisdom. But with only her support and not her actual fighting, when it came to dividing how things would come up after the fighting, well, obviously people just kind of shrugged their shoulders, and even her own people kind of imploded on themselves, from what I understand. It just didn't work out for her, we'll put it that way. Draxper. Yeah, that looks like a drow city. Yeah, that feels about right. Alright. So yeah.
Huh?
Yep. So yeah, come down here, we'll reinforce, like, you. Alright. Another monolith is being built. Apex of the Wizard Tower. Nice. Alright. Let's see. What do we want next? Alright, catapult towers. The Beacon of Valor. Yeah, that's fine. Flowing fields, just get some more storehouses, just basic stuff. Yeah, go ahead for your catapult towers. And no more. Crawler's Nest, Alright, Golden's back, he got himself killed. But yeah. Tofin and yeah. Mora would eventually become a mercenary and would actually join our own Blue Phoenix mercenaries later on as a commander. Oi. Looking to cripple my... Okay. Tuor's looking to cripple our siege, and he's in the fight himself, so we'll manual this. That'll probably all we have time for, but well. Fucking Dreadnought, of course he's got one. 2. Fucking Dreadnoughts, of course. Alright, well. Yep. Conjure your animals. Conjure animal. Okay. Okay, so you can't do anything this round. Yeah. Okay. Chaplain. Yeah, we'll want to, in this particular case, we want to run in. Are those? Okay, yeah, those are pike. Okay, that sucks for as much. As cavalry spec as we are, yeah. Obviously the pikemen are our biggest one of our biggest antithesis. But we need to do this just to be able to get in on the ironclads, because they'll just shred us to pieces. Alright. Get up here. Then go ahead and bless. Alright. And Tofin. Alright. So yeah, we'll move him up. Okay. And rallying blessing. Yeah, go ahead on those two. Okay. Mage locks. Take aim. Extra. Yeah, so get in cover. Everyone I can get into cover, I'm going to. Yeah, having to deal with the damn. Okay. So what we'll do is move you up. Actually, summon Spider. Nice. Alright, we're blessing those spiders. Alright. Then get them up in cover. Subdue. Target must be affected by immobilized, frozen, or stun. Okay, so we need to be able to stun or something else. All right. All right. From here, she does have Demon Step. Okay. Yeah. Glade Runner, Tracker's Mark, yeah. Go ahead and mark, because we're basically looking to get in on... Yeah. That's our basic goal, is we are looking to get in on the... Yeah. Okay. So if we can get in on... Alright. Stand together works. Okay. Alright. gonna take some damage. But this army isn't that devastating for us outside of the damn ironclads. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Yep. Rough overall. Alright. There we go. Ow. Yep. Ironclads are rough. Alright, on the upside though, they put their ruler in striking distance. Tuor rode out to meet us. That's huge. Alright. As far as I'm aware, Tuor actually was just captured by a bunch of... was basically one of the favorite tactics of that last night of the rebellion, and the citizens would do is they trap some of the soldiers inside a house and burn it down. If you were caught out in the street, you'd just be strung up. Wow. Alright. Ruler. Alright. Better chance to hit. Yeah. Yeah, just go ahead and smack him. Nice. Okay, so he's got a ring that screws over. Okay. So better they take it and go for him. Yeah. Okay. Yep, 39 damage. There it is. Blink removed. Alright, there's a good portion of his. Alright, unleash beast. Hold the line for all of these, because we're all about to lose some damage here. Alright. Okay, so you want to start moving to... Oh, okay, so there's no way around getting poisoned. Okay. Because I need you to help patch up. Yeah, so move up. And patch up. Oh, I can't get close enough to him? Okay. And it's good. Then it goes on to a 2-turn cooldown. Fire resistance. That's fine. Okay. Quill hide. Oh, okay, so that's where. Yep. Okay, the spiders. Yeah, you can go through the... Yep. Nice. Less spiders working. Finish them off. Yep. And from there, you start. Yep. Charge in on it. Yep, that's what we needed. And immune to bleeding. Okay. So Unleash Beast on yours. And same there. Alright. Get the free units moving up. Same thing. And Tophin himself. Do I want Reckless Rage? You know what? Yeah. Because then we'll have the Chaplain use the prayer to get rid of the Sundered Defense. Alright. Leaving him only with the Strength buff. And then punching damage into... Yep. That works. Alright. Mage Locks. Honestly, move up. Go ahead for the 5% chance. That's fine. Okay. Grain Lordfield. Yeah. Adding... Yeah, we're gonna move you over to where the heroes are fighting. And... Restore... Okay, you can reach them. Dispel 3 negative effects. Let's see about getting them some extra HP. Okay. Then the Chaplain. Same thing, we're gonna move up there. Okay. And the Plague Serpent will move in here. Alright. Alright. Yep. And remember, our Nightmare Horses demoralize enemies. Alright. Incendiary shot, that sucks. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, that's rough on the Chaplains. But again, the pole arms are the only thing we really have to fear here. Yeah. But... yeah, it's one knight unit. And they'll fall to the animals here in a moment. Mages, yeah. Yep. Because the AI tends to hyper-focus one unit down whenever it can. Yep. Yeah. Problem is, Tuor's stretched, push himself way too far out. We're gonna at least take out their ruler, which, end of the day, might be one of the most useful things we could do. Yep. Alright. Hang in there, Tophin. Oh, no, they're going for the knight. Okay. I guess purging arrows to try and get rid of our buffs, but... either way. Our turn. Alright. So, heal up. Go for the archers. They're in the worst condition. Alright. Okay. So you can finish him off. That's fine. Down goes to war, so they no longer can cast spells. That's one of the biggest things. Then... actually, we'll have him Demon Step here. No, I don't want to be guilt. Well, no, wait, those are actually... Actually, that's perfectly safe. Because that is actually right next to mages, and they all have to walk away before they can fight, before they can be used. So yeah, and we have to walk through some fire for it, but yeah, that'll get some extra damage in. Okay. Let's see. If he went to attack 80% to 100%. Yeah, go ahead. Flanked. Alright, take the hit. Just see about finishing him off. Yep. And his retribution's already used up. Okay. Okay. Now on this side of the map, Tophin, finish that off. Yep. Because without the big guns, this army falls apart pretty quickly. The spiders... Yeah, go ahead. Chomp, chomp, chomp. And... Yep. Plague Serpent. Resisted the disease. Crows. Yeah, finish him off. And they have killing momentum, so they get a free attack. And they even blinded him. Nice. Alright, charge blocked on them, but... That's fine. Then... Move the chaplain up. Yeah. Get the flanked hit. Nice. Yep. Get our wild speakers up. Nice. Crit. Yeah, we're a little slow in the start, but not the worst. Alright. So move here. Then... It is terrible. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. Let's see. What can we do? Hold the line. They can't take it anymore. Honestly, Conjure Divine Beacon? Yeah, sure. Maybe they'll focus on that. And the chaplains... Looks like 50... 90%'s the highest they can get. Yeah, 50-50 shot to kill him. Nice. Alright. Their morale is looking rough. And that -5 additional each turn. Yeah, their morale's low. Neutral, yeah, they're threading the needle of just running, basically. Still. We're about to overrun them. Like, we've gotten through their hero and their ruler, and there's nothing left really protecting the Ironclad at this point. The Ironclad's the only reason they haven't run. They're putting all their hopes and dreams on this big hunk of steel. Yep, and it runs. Ow. Alright. Alright, and a bunch of our units are about to take damage. Okay. Alright. So, archers, now that you all are... Alright. Aim. And 100% chance to hit. Nice. Alright. And Grain is a melee attacker, so... Oh no, he's a... Okay. And we can channel power. And that should be most of that. Okay, go ahead and heal our one... Nice. Okay. And you finish him off. Nice. Okay. Could finish off the mage. Because marking his prey wouldn't be the worst. Yeah. Yep. Then, yep, finish him off. Inquisitors do amazing work when they've got the right target. Okay. Yep, let the Plague Serpent finish it off. And the crows... Oh, it resisted the blind. I'm impressed. And the pigs... Yep. Soon to be lunch. Burning pork. And let's see. Get some nice hits in here on the archers. Yep. Poison them, blight them. Yep. Yep. Made through there. Alright. Their morale is low. Morale very low on that one. And lost a hero. Alright. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, they're losing morale with every crit fail, they fumble the attack they're doing. Alright. Alright. Not getting great damage. Let's see. switch. No shit, a big hunk of steel has a lightning weakness. Who would have thought? Stunned. You know what? Yeah, aim. And even with aim, only a 25% chance. Oh well. God damn. Okay. I'll finish them off. Yeah. How low is very low at this point? Yeah, they're... The funny part... Yeah, it's... Breaking a morale on one of the mythic units is not simple. Alright. Alright. And the archers are done. Alright, start heading over here. Like, we lost a bit here. Make no mistake. But I think we've, by and large, got this. Yep. We've got this battle. The war, though. Either way. We did hit him hard, and replacing something this heavy on ironclads, yeah, no, that's not easy to do. Alright, so you can at least... Yeah. Yep. Ooh! Finally have a decent chance to hit. I said chance. Alright. Tofin coming in to finish this off. Okay. You can only conjure once a battle. Yeah. Have the chaplain start moving. Yeah, the only thing that sucks is that the it's once a battle that you can use the Wild Speaker's ability. And yeah. Yep. Yeah. The AI loves these damn ironclads. Oh well. And end it. Yep. Just run away. Yeah. That was an expensive battle. But that was probably a good chunk of what Tuor had. So, more than likely, we'll be able to push in. Alright. So let's see, how bad is... No, we still hold a... Yeah, go ahead. Risky battle. Alright. Yeah. And you know what? We'll save that for next time. Because I gotta start getting ready for work. So, next time we'll begin with the Siege of Faradol. Something to look forward to. So, I have been the Ephemeral One, and this has been a trip down memory lane for good and ill. I hope you all have been enjoying, and join me next time on this or maybe something else. Bye for now, folks. Bye for now.